Moon Podcast Escalation! Hello, everyone. My name is Jordan D. White.
My name is Chris Sims, and this is Sailor Business. It's the podcast where we watch every single episode of the classic 1992 Sailor Moon anime and talk about why we love it so much. And hey, thank you for inviting us into your homes and into your lives once again. Hope everybody out there is staying safe, wearing your masks, getting along okay in the times. It's there's no bit here. I hope that for you.
Yeah, no, you don't usually get so heartfelt at the beginning of every episode. So
I do that on other shows. Like I've taken to doing it on other shows. Saying like thanking people because I think that's nice. I have been. This is a Sailor Moon podcast, and we have a guest.
Yes.
Joining us for the program this week to cover episode 194 of Sailor Stars is Sam Bettenker. Welcome back, Sam. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for the warm welcome.
Yeah. I have since the start of the pandemic, since we've been just home all the time, I have only listened to one podcast.
This one? Wow, that's really
no.
nice of you. Oh.
No, I don't listen to ours.
Yeah, me neither. You used to give me shit for that.
Yeah, well, I'd love to just hear myself talk about things. I'm so smart. I don't know why people don't tell me that more often. But yeah, I'm almost caught up too. Like I went back to the beginning of a show that I like, and
are you not going to tell us what show it is?
Oh, it's the Attitude Era podcast.
Oh, I'm not familiar.
It's about pro wrestling.
Got it.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about the relationship that people have with podcasts lately, and I just wanted to thank people for letting us into their lives. That's all.
Yes, it's listen, it's nice being your fake friends, everybody.
Yeah. Unless you're a bad person.
Oh, then it's not nice.
It's not nice.
But I mean, it's still it doesn't affect us until anyway. Good times.
As a listener of your guys', I've always felt like, LOL, I'm friends with these two guys, and now I'm here, and I'm like, LOL, I'm like friends with these two guys who have very similar interests to me. So it's kind of weird to be on that side, but yeah, I definitely feel like listening to podcasts creates like a really weird kindred spirit, and also like unites you with fellow people that love that same thing, you know what I mean? So like when you find out that somebody else listens to the podcast, it's kind of fun, like, oh, you listen to them too? I listen to them, like, a fun little camaraderie.
And now you've been completely disillusioned because you've been able to hear the transition from tired voice to radio voice and realize all the artifice that goes into the show.
It's a true mastery.
Although, but our Patreons get to hear that every time.
That's true. If you're a Patreon backer, you get to hear some sleepy people.
You get to hear us sigh a lot and
a lot of heavy sighs. I should have a bunch of. By the time you hear this, I think I'll have a bunch of bonus content up on the Patreon. I think I've got two or three Xenobiz like half hours to put up, and I've got one for Sailor Biz. So
nice.
Check out the Patreon if you're not on there already. Give us money, everybody.
Yeah,
we like it. We like money.
Patreon.com/SailorBusiness. You'll hear more about it later in the episode.
Boy, will you! But for now, you can hear about what's been going on in our lives.
Wait, hold on. Wasn't there something you were going to say, and then you went, this is a Sailor Moon podcast, we have guests, and introduce our guests?
Oh, I was going to talk about rethinking my relationship with podcasts and thanking people for letting us in.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, we covered it.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Sorry.
Also rethinking my relationship with you, Jordan.
Oh, no.
Just really rethinking.
Like you want to give me more of a cut of the money, or?
Why? What? Why? What? talking about?
I don't know. I figured everything was up for grabs if we're rethinking things.
Buddy. It's a road you don't want to go down. Sam.
Yes.
We talked about your history with Sailor Moon last week, but I am curious, do you have any recent Sailor Moon developments in your life?
No, I really don't. I don't think I've had any other Sailor Moon related things other than the fact that I bought that new compact that came out by Premium Bandai. So it's a like you said, it's a Sailor Moon. It's a transformation compact, but when you open it, it's Usagi's bedroom, and I'm very excited to hopefully get that around March of 2021. It's very long. Like, I think the thing is that it was a pre-order, and I was like, when is regular order gonna occur then? So who knows how that's gonna be, but I'm pretty excited about it to see that come out. Unfortunately, you should have concluded, I think, all of the Sailor business by then. So
yeah, the show will be ending. Show will be completely over.
I'll just email you a photo.
Also, I mean, like, even if we are actually ending the show, which we totally are, there's a good chance we're not going to be done by then.
Oh, come on.
Hey,
look, if I don't think anybody can be mad in this of all years if we take maybe an extra week every now and then. Yeah. And by every now and then, I mean pretty consistently. Every now and then. Every single now and then. Jordan, any new Sailor Moon developments in your life?
No, man, no. How about you?
Have you considered?
Oh, let's hear it.
Have you considered like doing your mustache like Usagi Sadangos? Like wrapping them around like a little red thing and like letting them dangle down on the sides of your face.
I have never considered that.
You should. That could be a great little Halloween costume.
My mustache would have to get a lot longer than it is.
Well, we're in quarantine, so you have some time.
That is fair.
Yeah, that's all I got. I don't have any new Sailor Moon developments.
That was your development? Was you've been thinking about my mustache?
I think about things. I'm thoughtful.
I had a teacher in like 3rd or 4th grade who was a dead ringer for Mr. Belvedere. I don't know if you guys remember that show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He looked just like him, and we were like, you just need to be able to curl. Like, we also wanted him to curl the ends of his mustache, and he was like, it's impossible. Like, I've tried so many for so long, and I like every time I see someone with that kind of looks like that, I'm like, it must take him a really long time. That's why he doesn't do it. So it might be very hard, like, to your credit.
Not curling it just on its own. I mean, the Usagi thing would definitely be incredibly difficult. But yeah, like I grew a mustache for the first time. Well, I had like a beardiness during college because people do that. But
I had a beardiness. Yeah. That is the way human beings describe that.
Yeah.
I think.
But I I shaved it down to a mustache for the first time when there was the first Marvel mustache pageant, which I did not even get a mention in. And I thought that was kind of fun. And then relatively soon thereafter, I kept it because I thought, well, A, I kind of liked it. B, I had been watching, what's the name of the show? Life on Mars, and feeling very 70s as a result of it. And C, I just thought, being an editor at Marvel, you're supposed to have a mustache. This is like, that feels right. So I did it. And very quickly,
so you were like, I need to Grunwald it.
Yeah, but also I think of Stan as, I mean, there were times when Stan didn't have a mustache, but I think of him as having a mustache, like when he's in my head. And very soon, like almost immediately upon having a mustache, I kind of went, oh look, I can just go like this, boop, and it just kind of has a gentle little curve that way. And my wife at first went, no, stop that. But then then again, very quickly went, actually, no, you know what? I do think that was cool. Do that again. And so then I kept it for all this time.
It does make you very caricaturable.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Which I mean that in a nice way.
No, and I took it in a nice way because I enjoy when people put me in comics.
I don't think you would have made as many comic book appearances as you have made.
Yeah,
if you did not have the mustache, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And probably, I mean, well, yes. I around a relatively short period of time, I started wearing not always Hawaiian shirts, but like that button-up shirts open, and had a mustache with a curl, and started playing the ukulele, and people were like, "Are you trying to become like the iconic version of yourself? Like, what is happening?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Well, you really just quirked it all up right there at once, didn't
Yeah,
you?
I guess so. But it was fun.
I have my hair is longer than I think it's been since high school right now. Just on top though.
Oh yeah, you still shave the sides?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm about to have that sweet 90s look like the older kid from Home Improvement in the later seasons.
Oh wow, that's too
What? Wait, is that
that's
his
too
name?
specific of a cut.
Like Sokka from Avatar.
Yeah, I kind of remember. So you're gonna have a ponytail?
Maybe? Who knows?
Like, is it that long? You can do that?
Not yet.
Okay.
But it's getting there.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, could we talk about Sailor Moon? Jake is somewhere like, please, guys, I would. Can I live?
Do you think he doesn't enjoy our banter?
No, I don't.
He was a fan first.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago.
We talked about it. He's no longer a fan? Okay.
Been a long few years.
Listen, you know what? Let me take a moment to talk about the fact that how lucky we are to have Jake, because
no, Jake's fantastic.
Not only is he actually fantastic, but the fact that he's fantastic is crazy, because it shows how ridiculously lucky we are. Because if people don't remember, what happened was I was editing the show and I was like, I am sick of editing the show. Does anybody feel like editing the show? And Jake was like, me. He could have been terrible at it. He could have been anybody. And we just went, yeah, okay. And instead, we got somebody who's great and is a super cool person. So we got so lucky on every level.
It's true. It's true. Like I think we have been very, very lucky in that regard. As we say, as we approach episode 200, like Jake was a really great like get and like a really good person, and kind of broadening our circle of like friendship with Jake doing like stuff with like Shannon, and I think that like this has been kind of the nexus of that for a lot of people. And I also think we've been really great to have like as many like great guests as we had. Like, you know, Get Allie was kind of, you know, a random guest that we had who's now part of the fam. And Sam, I count you in that. Like, you came along with that amazing pin idea.
Absolutely.
From listening to the show. So it's like we really have been lucky with the audience that we've been. Man, this is just really a show about how much we like our audience, isn't it?
Our audience is great. And also, listen, let's be real. Like, what portion of our guests have been fans of our show? Like, it really is a high percentage. And so that means like probably approaching a third of this show is the fans of this show.
Yeah, probably.
So,
but like that's what's so like. Okay, not to go off on a tangent here,
too late.
But like I do think it's always very funny to me that from the beginning we were like, hey, we're two dudes, so we only want to have women on the show since this is Sailor Moon, which is was marketed towards girls, created by women. Like, it is obviously very important to us, but is probably more important to other people for those reasons. And I would still just have dudes being like, hey, can I be on the show though?
Yep.
And they would be like, I mean, look, I don't really know a whole lot about anime. I just like the show. And I would like to be on it. And look, folks, we got two people who don't know anything, but just like the show. Already here.
They learned it by watching us.
Yeah. Then we would have people emailing who were literally like, I'm a professional animator. I had a huge like Sailor Moon fan site when I was a kid. I have done voice acting. I am like, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know if that's something you guys are looking for. It's like, yes, you're great. Like the way people would approach the show was always like mystifying to me for that, because the most qualified people,
it's wonderful,
would get in touch.
We're very fortunate. We probably should have given up the show to some of those people by now, but but we're fortunate to still be involved and thrilled that people still listen.
Yeah, well, listen, when we do episode 200 and you and I ascend to heaven, Well, I ascend to heaven.
Oh, wow. Right. Okay.
So, sorry, but look.
You got to believe to get there, right? So
yeah. And I've learned a lot from doing Apocryphals over the past 2 years.
Sure you did. I mean, I'm sure you did, but probably not in that way.
Yeah, probably not. Any hoodles. If there's no new Sailor business, then why don't we just jump right into the show?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's good that we took all this time since this is such a lousy episode we're heading into.
Okay, we'll get into it. All right.
I actually think that, how I feel about the episode is actually, I was like, at least makes for better content, I guess. Like, I have more to say.
It's like this is 194, right?
Yeah.
I'm really surprised. There's like some great bits in this episode. Anyway, here we go. Let's do it. So this is, right?
Mhm.
Sailor Stars episode 194.
Yep.
Which is called it's the titles on this one are fully bananas. The current title, the Viz dub title, is Crusade for the Galaxy, Legend of the Sailor Wars.
Yep.
That rules, first of all. Jot that down in your little book.
Oh man, somebody do a Secret Wars cover homage.
Oh, that would be
Wars.
great. That would be dope. It is also known as Holy War in the Galaxy, Sailor Wars Legend.
That's what a crusade is, right? So
I mean, yeah, true.
It all works.
It was written by Ryota Yamaguchi. It was directed by Norio Sasaki. The animation director was Yoshihiro Kitano, and it originally aired on December 7th, 1996. It's almost Christmas.
It's almost my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
I would have been 16, 11 days after that.
You would have been on the edge of 17.
Yeah.
I guess you're actually on the edge of 16. Anyway, before we get into it, we need to retitle it ourselves.
Oh, right. Oh, jeez.
These episodes were never brought over in the same way. They were never given the charming English language dubs of Clover Way or Deke. And so it's up to us to rename the episodes. Sam, do you have an alternate title for this episode?
I actually don't. I wanted to think of something clever, but I really couldn't because I was just annoyed.
Okay. Spoiler warning. I liked this episode. I thought it was a hoot.
I have a lot of questions.
I don't know. How about sailors take warning?
Oh, that's not bad.
Okay.
I mean, it's bad, but
yeah, sure.
In the acceptable way.
What do you got?
I think if I was going to retitle this episode for the dub, it would be called Sailor Wars, Episode 4, The Light of Hope.
Oh, that's good.
That is a good one.
MIDI? You got MIDI Star Wars.
That's from the Super Nintendo game.
Wow, okay.
I figured it would be less likely to get sued.
Nice. I mean, yeah, well, the performance rights won't be an issue then, right? So
yeah.
That's
John
good.
Williams about to come for my ass.
That's good. That's good. You win.
I'm surprised you didn't get there. I was convinced you were going to get there before me, and I would have found that sound file for nothing.
No, thankfully no. I mean, again, to me, I kept thinking Sailor Wars Secret Wars, not Sailor Wars Star Wars, but you're absolutely right. I should have.
Do you like Sailor Wars 2, Sailor War, or Sailor Wars 2015 by Jonathan Hickman?
I would love to read the Jonathan Hickman version of this.
I would also love to read the Jonathan Hickman version of this. The charts would be amazing.
Oh my god, that would be so good.
By the way, Jordan, I have a lot of questions about Exoswords. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, sure.
But yeah,
it's 10 of Swords, but go ahead.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, I liked this episode. I'm really surprised that the two of you didn't like it. Now, is there something in general, or are we going to get into specifics about why you didn't like it?
Well, I have two reasons. One is very general and one is very specific. So the general one
of them the
yes,
further subversion of the Miracle Romance.
Yes, of course it is.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And but the general one is that I felt like fucking nothing happened for most of this episode. Like I was just like, and I understand there was a lot of exposition, although it was not very clear exposition. And yeah, like when halfway point of the episode came, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? This is halfway over already? Like nothing happened.
I feel the same.
I okay, I do understand that. I have honestly felt that way about a lot of episodes this season. Like that they feel like they don't really get anywhere.
Yeah. And this one, I felt that way. And then I have notes. This is a slight spoiler. My notes are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My 7th note is onesie. And then from there to the big moment of what? Oh, fuck off. The only note I have in between them is ZZZZZZ because a bunch of nothing happened.
That's really surprising. I don't even mean to be a jerk. Like, I'm just really surprised.
Listen,
I feel very differently.
There are definitely some cute moments in this episode, but I want the cute moments to. The way I felt after watching this episode was I thought to myself, maybe I have come to actually feel the opposite of the way traditional Sailor Moon fans feel, in that now I don't like the canon episodes. I like the filler episodes. Rather, I like the good filler episodes. Like if you said to me what would be the perfect new episode of Sailor Moon, I would be like a really well done filler. Like a really well done Monster of the Week. That's what I want.
Yeah, but I mean, I would say usually I'm the same way.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, now that you've said that, you are like that. Why? Yeah. So why did you like this episode?
Do you think that you like this episode because you're in a better mood as opposed to the last time when we watched the previous episode?
I mean, I don't think that's not a possibility. Listen to Xena Business from this week.
Yeah, because I'm just definitely. Well, I don't have that many. Like, I wasn't necessarily bored with this episode. I just had a lot of questions, almost to the point where I was like, "Have I ever seen Sailor Moon before? Like, why do I have so many questions that I'm going to need to ask and embarrass myself in this episode?" And then my husband was never. He wasn't a Sailor Moon guy growing up, and he kept asking me all these other stupid questions, and I was like, obviously this,
I love it.
Like, so you got mean.
Yeah, he was like, oh, Chibiusa, and I go, no, Chibi, they're obviously different. Like, their hair is different.
I love it.
And he was like, what do you mean? And I go, they're different in a way that one is older, the other one is not. And he's like, that's her daughter, though. And I go, no, it is not. I don't think.
Yeah. I don't think that is.
She is. So, yeah.
I mean, look, I think those are all super legit things. I am a little surprised that you would say that, though, Jordan, because one of the things I really liked about this episode was that I thought it did a really nice job of kind of being half exposition and half like fun filler. Like, I genuinely had that thought.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean in that there's some fun humor bits in here, but I guess again I want them to be the fun filler episode. Like I want the fun to be linked in with an adventure story.
So you want the fun to be LinkedIn, where we can all find out about. Use promo code SailorBiz.
I mean, that almost makes sense. All right, let's do the episode.
Hey, now that we're like 6 episodes from the end, if anybody does want to hook us up with that sponsorship, I will talk about my undies. I will talk about what I'm cooking, stamps. I got to go to the post office and mail these damn pins. Hit me up, stamps.
Yeah.
You still haven't? Wow.
The ship other apps or whatever.
Yeah.
What have I been hearing recently?
Squarespace? We got a website that Jordan made in Notepad. Hit me up, Squarespace.
That's true, yeah. All right. Let's do the episode. So the episode starts immediately where the last episode ended, which was the Princess of the Lights planet, whatever fucking planet that is, popped out of an incense burner. And apparently she does clarify, yes, she has been in an incense burner all of this
Mhm.
time. The three lights start crying and crying and crying.
They are just they are like tears are streaming down their faces. It's
Streaming down their faces.
intense.
And she's like, yeah, listen, I'm sorry about that. Anyway, Sailor Moon, I've been watching you. You're awesome. And I figured out how we stop Galaxia. Oh, wait, is this first? Does she tell about the war?
Yeah, she tells them about the Sailor Wars.
Tell us all about them, Chris,
Wait.
if anything you learned from them. Oh, please.
Well, before you guys get into that, does Chibi know that she was in there that whole time? Because she's like, thanks Chibi for keeping me safe, and Chibi's like, Chibi, you know.
I think that is a good question that I don't think we understand yet, because we still don't know what or who Chibi is.
Yeah, I will say that. I did think I had a handle on who Chibiusa might be, and
Chibi.
I did not.
Obviously, they're different.
Yeah, sorry, Sam. Don't yell.
Well, because I mean, and I also kind of had a little I Dream a Genie moment where I was like, I wonder what it's like inside that little incense burner. If she's been watching us this whole time.
That's a great question. I hope that by this time the series ends, we get some scenes set inside of an incense burner.
It's the same as the inside of a Pokeball.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, that sounds horrifying.
Oh my gosh!
What? No, what would be horrifying?
I assume inside of a Pokeball is a terrible place to be.
Why would you assume that?
I don't know. Because it's like you trap anyway.
Because you trap them in a cage, I guess.
Yeah,
but it might be like a Polly Pocket world. I've seen like artists do like renditions of what they think it is, and it's like a little tiny Polly Pocket.
Oh, so like a Pokeball is made using Gallifreyan technology, and there's like
yes.
I mean,
exactly right.
It does literally convert the Pokemon into energy and take them in there.
Okay, all right.
Also, like I have we have a crate for Biscuit. Like there's a blanket in there and some toys. It's very nice. Like, why would you assume that people would keep their pets in a horrible place?
Because they're fighting animals.
Yeah, it's a weird cartoon for children.
Uh-huh. Oh,
I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
I don't know what that's like.
Speaking of weird cartoons for children, Sailor Guardians
Tell us about the wars.
Are the reincarnations of planets. Right. Glad that that's taken care of. That is a full sentence that will never be expounded upon.
How does that mean anything? What is that? So there was a planet that died?
I mean, we get pictures of our Sailor Senshi, so presumably, like Sailor Mars is the reincarnation of Mars.
But like, wait, the Mars?
Like the planet Mars?
So the planet Mars had... So now we're positing that the planet Mars had a civilization and that planet died. Wait, hold on.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
What we're positing is that Mars itself was alive, like Ego the Living Planet.
Oh,
and then it died and became a teen girl.
And by the way, not even now, became a teen girl thousands of years ago.
Who was then continually reborn as a teen girl.
Right.
I mean, presumably they were children before they were teens. But...
This is madness.
Yeah, dude, the show's weird. Have you watched it?
No.
It's weird. You should try it. I think you'd really like the first season.
I've watched a lot of it. I've watched pretty much all of it.
So these reincarnated planet sailors, it is not explained why they are sailors, but we can't look. Some things you just have to accept as a convention of the show.
Maybe they went in planet school when they died, and they all...
Maybe they did.
It was a planet school tragedy, and they all had little planet skirts on.
Except for the planet Mars went to a different school.
Yes, of course.
A more prestigious school. So these reincarnated planets fight against people who threaten peace. We've seen that. We should be all on board with at least that one sentence.
Okay.
But then the chaos, which is the source of all evil in the galaxy, shows up and starts causing trouble, and then one of the unnamed sailor senshis.
Sailor Mars.
Is it Sailor Mars?
It looks just like her. That's what I wrote down. I go, is Legendary Ray? Like, it looks just like her.
Well, she has Ray's hair.
Yeah, yes.
But she's in
That's
silhouette.
their defining characteristics. What are you talking about? Yes, it's right.
Like, what do you need to come out of this? Like, just some, ravens?
I mean, look, she's in silhouette. It could be Mina.
No, she wears a bow. Come on.
Yeah, but the bows are an Earth invention.
Nope.
Jordan. Also,
incorrect.
Rey doesn't have this extremely sweet Excalibur.
Not anymore. She
Well, she had to leave it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she stabs the Chaos, which is the source of all evil, with this giant sword. Maybe this is the Jonathan Hickman Sailor War. X of Sailors.
Yeah,
Well,
I like it.
To me, thinking that if it is Sailor Mars, I was like, no wonder she's like, this whole time she's like, you're not worthy of being the leader of this group. I banished
killed Chaos.
I fucking banished Chaos from the universe.
It would be the worst possible thing that could happen for her ego.
Well, except that now Sailor Moon could go. How did that turn out?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's true.
Like,
about
obviously,
as well as your Moon Kingdom did, hon.
Oh shit!
Yeah, jeez. Let's not. We're reincarnations of planets, not reincarnations of glass houses. Come on. So you would think that would be it, but then centuries passed. Centuries. The Chaos came back from being stabbed by someone who bears a suspicious resemblance to Rey, and then we see Galaxia. And what I thought was going to be the reveal was that, this legendary sailor who killed Chaos was Galaxia.
No.
And in killing Chaos, she absorbed it, and now she is the embodiment of Chaos. That's not what we get. I think that would have been better.
I agree. That would have been totally different.
The part that I thought was funny is they go, so then this Chaos has returned to the galaxy, and they're like, oh, so it's Galaxia. And I was like, wait, what? Like it just starts pointing out the whole fact that her name is Galaxia and she's trying to kill the galaxy, and it's like, wait, what? Like, is that linked? Like, it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, man. I don't really know. They do. Princess Kaku really glosses over Galaxia's involvement in this whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, is Galaxia Chaos? Is Galaxia, Chaos's number one person? All we find is, Galaxia's been stealing star seeds.
Well, now that you've said that, I mean, that would be the MO of the show, for there to be a double queen.
A double queen, yeah.
It would make more sense then for Chaos to be the person who Galaxia reports to. But we haven't seen any evidence of that. So I was assuming for a minute here that she was Chaos.
I will tell you what I like, though. I do like that they clearly know this is the last season of the show, so they're like, oh yeah, this is the source of all evil in the galaxy. This is it. This is the big
It's the big bad.
Yeah. There is no... You talk about a double queen? This is a quadruple queen.
Yeah.
Source of all evil.
I mean, they didn't come right out and say, like, this is where every major villain we had before draws their power, but they could have. They should have, probably.
They should have. Because that would have been nice. Like, if honestly, it would have been really nice for them to tie it back and actually be like, oh yeah, like she had all these different, Chaos had all these different acolytes over the past. There was Beryl, there was Rubius.
Not Beryl. Her
sorry, Metalia.
Metalia, and
it was Metalia, the Wise Man, the Doom Phantom,
Death Phantom.
Death Phantom. Yeah. Sorry, I can't remember anybody's name. Alan and Anne.
Sure.
And their weird tree. That other flower guy from the movie.
Fiore.
I know. I actually did remember his name. I was making a joke. And
so then she goes, but don't worry. There's still hope as long as we have hope. Wah, wah, like dumb. Again, more dumb lines. There's still hope as long as we have the light of hope, like capital letters.
Yeah. Because that's what revolutions are built on.
Right, but like to say there's
rebellions. Rebellion. Damn, I'm getting all the words wrong.
I know you got Star Wars. I know. There's still hope as long as we have the light of hope. Like, get out of come on, you could do better than that, guys.
Yeah, but it's capitalized, so it's clearly a thing.
But she's talking out loud. It's only capitalized if we're reading captions, which we are because we don't speak their language.
Yeah, the show is subtitled. I'm sure they can see it. They just have to read backwards.
Grr. Anyway, and so apparently the light of hope is a thing that was left behind by one of the legendary guardians, Sailor Guardians. And so she's like, yes, that's why I came here, to find the light of hope. And so this is the beginning of the asshole parade, where first the
Folks, don't Google that.
No, don't Google that. 2 of the 3 lights respond to this by going, we don't need that shit.
Yeah.
Let's just leave. We don't have to help them. Yes, they'll die. Who cares? Why don't we go home? We found you. This is all we fucking wanted. And she does not say you should be fucking ashamed of yourselves, but she really should have.
Well, I did appreciate though that Seiya did the little side eye to Serena, like, oh, this might fuck up some things between you and I. So but I'm gonna let her finish. You know what I mean? But yeah, it sucks because she was like, but also if she came to this planet to look for this thing, she did a really bad job of looking for that thing because she was inside an incense burner this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Who among us has not been stuck inside an incense burner for an extended period of time while the forces of the chaos were ravaging the galaxy?
But I mean, she could have told the Starlights, "Hey, I'm gonna go do this thing while I'm gonna be hiding out. Y'all should look for this one item that I need."
Well, so I mean, that's we don't know much about it yet, though, right? So it's the light of hope. Does that mean it's literally a light? Are we looking for a lantern? Is it the light of hope metaphorically?
Yeah. The show has not exactly been subtle about light imagery over the past few episodes, Jordan.
So there's a lantern that we're trying to find?
I think it's probably more like a light, as in a 3 light, a mic.
No, it can't be them, because then she wouldn't have had to come here. Then she would have left the place where it was at and had it follow her.
Yeah, buddy, I don't know how to tell you this, but the show makes some weird choices.
All right, well, listen, that's possible. I was thinking it was much more like Chris, I made the assumption that you usually make, which is that the light of hope is probably in Sailor Moon's fucking heart.
Oh, well, yeah, we do find out that Sailor Moon does in fact have the true starseed, which I think we learned last episode.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We did.
So Princess Kaki was like, so about that true starseed, can I get your heart?
No, she doesn't say that. What?
Yeah, no, she's like, hey, she says, help us find the light of hope.
Yes, and then part 2 of the parade of assholes. Then the Earth assholes get into the game.
Well, not really Earth. They live here.
They live here. They're currently Earth assholes. They have right now genetic Earth bodies.
They shouldn't be here, though. They should be out watching for interstellar threats.
Well, I don't know.
Or solving lesbian mysteries.
Yeah, that's what they really should be doing. It's Uranus and Neptune show up. And literally the princess goes, I want you to help us find the light of hope. P.S. Remember everything I said, to save the fucking galaxy. The galaxy is doomed unless we find this. And Uranus and Neptune show up and go, she doesn't have to do shit. How dare you? How dare you ask her to do the only thing that will save the galaxy? That's unreasonable of you.
Yeah, but you know what? I do kind of like this.
What?
Yeah. This is the first time that they have acted like she is their queen. It's like, hey, you can't tell her what to do. She's our fucking queen. Like, you put some respect on her name.
Well, okay.
Well, why did it also take so long for them to show up? You know what I mean?
Yes, they're doing a lousy job at their job, as always.
No, they're terrible at their job. We know this.
But Chris, okay, but to go along with that metaphor, what we're actually seeing is one princess who should probably be called a queen because her entire planet is dead, talking to another princess who should probably be called a queen because her entire planet is dead, and making a request. It has nothing to do with them, and they should shut up because the royals are talking.
Yeah, but we see the Starlights do the same thing. Like Yaten and Taiki do the same thing.
Oh yes, like
Or
I said, they're
I
all
guess
dickholes.
Healer and God, what
Maker.
is Maker? Thank
Maker.
you. I could not remember. No, like it's I don't know. Maybe look, I just watched an episode of The Crown before I watched this, so maybe
I
like
was halfway through.
I've never watched it yet. I've heard it's very, very
Oh
good.
my
That's quite good.
gosh.
Yeah.
The first few seasons with Claire Foy, I'm just like, oh, I have girl crush on Claire Foy.
My favorite thing about that show is just how much that show hates Prince Philip.
Oh, I know.
Oh, they fucking hate him.
But
it's great.
It makes me too hate him. Oh, wow.
He's the Queen's
Husband. Yeah.
Okay.
Come now, Lisbeth. That's my impression of Prince Philip.
But I also,
Now, Lisbeth.
I mean, as a, I love Matt Smith. Matt Smith is
Right.
my doctor. So I definitely like once The Crown came on, I was like, I'm here to watch this. Like, you know what I mean?
And who's the second Philip?
What is it? He's really good. I like him, but he has a slightly different one, which is can't believe you've been to the moon. That's the second Prince Philip. Tell me more about going to the moon. Anyway, I don't know. Okay, here's the thing. I think part of the reason, not to put words in your mouths, but I do think part of the reason that that you don't like this episode.
Oh, Tobias Menzies. He's great. Sorry.
Oh yeah, he is.
Okay, go ahead.
Is that this is not like the third episode of the season, which it should have been. Like, if all of this had been explained up front, this would be a lot easier to deal with and understand and take, I think. But I think that's one of the reasons I liked it, because I was like, oh, okay, where was any of this explanation when we could have used it?
I think that you're half right, because again, the other half is there should be something, they should fucking fight a monster for real.
What do you there's a big monster fight. They fight Tin Nyanko.
Yeah, but that's
not
well, first of all, she's not a monster. She's like a mini boss. And it's barely a fight. Like very little happens. Like and again, it happens 16 minutes into a 22-minute episode. Like there's too much. There's too much
like story and not enough action, I guess. And like it actually felt like to me that these like this episode and the one right before, they actually felt like filler episodes. I was like, like
this season has done this. I mean, you mentioned that happened a lot this season. That you get halfway through the episode and you're like, wait, what? And it's true. And this season has had, I think, as far as I can recall, the most of all the seasons. Put the least emphasis on them acting as Sailor Scouts to have their adventure. Like, do you remember there were episodes where they would barely even introduce the concept of there being bad guys until like so late in the episode, and be like, what was that one where there was a doctor and they were just like, oh yeah, by the way, here's Ledcrow, and she just turned the doctor evil, and now he's evil, and now he's done. Okay, there we are. Like, it's like they know they have to do it, but they really don't have a lot of interest in it.
Yeah.
And that's a bummer.
Legit. Yeah. So, Princess Kakyu bails.
That's weird.
That's like, weird. Take some time to think it over.
Well, look, she can't just there's a school festival going on.
No. She literally goes, Sailor Moon, I'm wondering if you can help save the galaxy anyway. Peace.
Yeah,
like start working on it together. What are you doing? What she's gonna do is go fucking have a snooze on a couch. Like, I thought there was some urgency to this.
Why did you think that?
I guess you're right. That's crazy. No. It's been millennia in the making. Like, what's another day or two?
When you make assumptions, Jordan.
Well, she definitely makes it sound super urgent. She's like, the fate of the world, like the fate of the galaxy rests in your hands. Okay, so think about that. I'm gonna go ahead and take a nap.
Listen, we need your help to find of the only thing that can defeat the chaos, but is anybody else hungry? I've heard so much about Chili's.
Well, listen,
I'm gonna go check that place out.
They could have, but can I? Well, I'll tell you, them all having a jam sesh at Crown Parlor, Crown Fruit Parlor would have been
amazing. Actually, if they just roll up into Crown with this other weird space princess. No shortage of those.
Just like have some smoothies and talk about where this light of hope might be. Like that sounds like a useful thing to do, not just go light of hope. Keep your eyes open. Anyway, I'm out.
We didn't talk about her outfit though.
Oh, that's true.
Can we talk about the princesses? For the most part, I think the outfit is fine, but I don't like the bloomers underneath.
Yeah, the poofy sheer pants.
I think those are really cute.
They're just they're too much like, they remind me of a jester, you know? I like the sheer part of it. I don't know how I would change it up so that, her privates were covered, but I just didn't like the puffiness underneath there.
Wait, what happens at the bottom? Is it a dress or is it pants or what is it?
I think it's a dress.
Okay, it's a dress, yeah.
Or it's a long skirt. Or is it?
Most shots don't have the bottom of it. That's why I'm trying to see now, but I'm not finding
scrolling through a little bit. I'm looking at her behind in this scene where they're saying that they should just get the hell out of Dodge, and it looks like it's one piece, but there's with her puffy. It's almost diaper-like to me, and I think that's why I'm bothered by it.
Yeah, it makes her butt look too big, like disproportionately big.
I think it's lovely, honestly. So while Princess Kaki was going to find out what this I've heard of Dairy Queen. I would love to meet her.
No, because if she was saying that, Usagi would be like, "I'll tell you all about it."
Yeah, she's like, I know all the good spots.
Yes.
And why does it look like Seiya's the only one following?
Because he is. She's only going to be with him when we see her next. So that's super weird. Oh, and then we cut from that to something else really surprising, which I didn't remember, which is Galaxia not looking like Galaxia.
Yeah, Galaxia has a secret true face.
Yeah, she's got ginormous golden hair.
Yeah, kind of like that legendary Sailor Scout we saw.
I don't know. It looked like gray to me, but I guess anything's possible.
I was kind of golden when she transforms when it cocoons around her.
Yeah, no, it's definitely golden.
I'm holding out hope that my theory is correct, but which is weird because Jordan, I know you've seen this before. So.
Man, I don't remember. I at this point I watched it so many years ago. I really don't remember.
Well, there you go.
And I've experienced a lot more stories since then.
You've lived many different stories about many magazine heroes.
Yes, there you go.
But that would be the most obscure one that I have dropped on this show in a while.
I don't know what it is. Yeah, what is it?
That is the opening caption to Amazing Fantasy 15.
Oh,
above the title. You've lived many stories about many different magazine heroes, but there's never been a story like this one because there's never been a hero like Spider-Man.
I mean, it's no lie. Where's
no? It was true.
So speaking of dumb things, that's not a dumb thing. Speaking of dumb things, though, Nyako does a dumb thing. Nyako shows up and bothers Galaxia. I don't know what Nyako was expecting to happen here, but what actually happens is Nyako, she's like, "What the fuck do you want? Why are you interrupting me in my true form?" And Nyako's like, "Oh, I came to say I found the true starseed. I found it." And she's like, "Great, where is it?" She's like, "Right. Well, I don't have it. We tried really hard to get it, and we couldn't get it." And Galaxia's response to that is, "Okay, then go get it. Do you think I am going to do the work now? Get the fuck back out there." I guess that's what Nyako was expecting, was her to go, "Okay, who has it? Let's go enforce." But she's like, she doesn't even ask. She doesn't even care who has it. Where is it? She's just like, "So you know where the thing is that you need to get, and you came back to bother me?"
Yes.
Yeah.
So, just how are you? I've been hearing a lot of good things about Chili's lately. If you wanna, maybe Chili's, get at me. You can sponsor the last little bit of the show.
Oh yeah, we
I'll
will
sell
mention
out.
it. I mean, or Chili's competitions
Oh yeah.
if you want to get back.
I mean, look, there is a line I won't cross, and that line is Applebee's.
Oh, you would not sponsor Applebee's? Wow.
Well, $60,000. Let's see.
Wow.
Let's see what
No,
happens.
then we'd have to stop doing the show, and we couldn't actually.
No, only if they go through the Patreon. Get it together, George.
Sorry. You're right.
Any hoodles. In a bit that I really like, Nyako, she's in her costume.
Yes.
Which, if you don't watch the show and haven't like seen the show, bondage kitty cat schoolgirl.
Yes.
I think is maybe the best way to describe it.
That would, if you Googled it. No, don't do that.
Nope.
I mean, am I wrong?
I so want to Google it, but I'm also
Don't.
scared to Google it.
No, yeah. As you should be.
What? Why would you Google it? You're literally looking at exactly what it is right now.
That's true.
I think it's too many bells. Like, I don't think I realized before
There's a
how
lot of
many
bells.
there were, like, on both her head and then all throughout her body. And my husband was like, he's like, it could go with 2 more, like 1 on each ear. And I was like, you're getting out of hand.
She's got the bells all down the front.
Mhm.
She's also got 1 earring in her kitty cat ears, which is weird. But I like it though. I'm liking her design more and more as the show goes on. I don't know. Maybe I am just in a better mood.
Sounds like it.
I don't know.
What changed?
What changed?
Yeah. Oh, watch out! There, somebody's gonna start a court case to make you hate the show again.
Oh no.
It'll get thrown out. Don't worry about it. So she's gonna go find a start seat.
But also, so her outfit when she leaves the boss's office, her shirt is alarmingly low. Like, I don't think I noticed
it's
this
open.
either.
It is open. She's wearing a button-up shirt, but it's buttoned.
But it's like
just
to her
above
belly
the
button.
navel. Yeah, exactly.
This is what I was going to talk about. Is like she opens the door from like Galaxia's office at the TV station.
Well, the one that's up that like broken elevator or something, right? Like, wasn't there something with that?
No, that it's like an office door, isn't it?
Yeah. Or it looks like.
Right, but I just meant we've seen people go there, and don't they have to go through that like broken, out of order, whatever?
I don't remember.
I mean,
I that's how I remember it. I think they have an out of order elevator that they take to get there.
I just like that the act of walking out of Galaxia's office through the door changes her back into business
regular,
extremely casual.
Yeah, that's pretty casual. Also, if anybody wore a bell necklace around the office, that would be really annoying.
Yeah.
Well, you'd always know where they are.
Yeah, it would be really annoying.
Well, then she says, like, it scared me. That's her true form. I was like, her true form is beautiful. Like, why did it scare you? Like, what about it was so scary?
I think she's scared because she knows she wasn't
She's
supposed
not supposed to see it.
Yeah. And now her days are numbered.
Yeah, she should have probably realized that was coming when like the first 3 people who had this job got killed.
So cut to the lesbian detective car.
Love it.
They're on stakeout at Usagi's house.
Yeah, they're drinking coffee, and Haruka is like, hey, too sweet. And I know you don't get that, but Jake is laughing right now.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Because that's literally the line that that we are introduced in. It's just Haruka going, too sweet. And then we find out that Michiru has a full ass pot of coffee in the car. Like she is brewing coffee in the car.
It's got to be a travel pot, but even
But
that
she's
is
holding it in
ridiculous,
her
obviously.
lap. It's like enormous.
Yes,
It doesn't look like a thermos. I mean,
it
maybe
must be. It must be
it's gotta
thermally.
be.
Yeah, you couldn't hold it in your lap if that was the case.
It's
And
very
then there's a
funny.
little bit of a flirty, should I warm that up for you? Which sort of suggests that they're gonna like
Fuck in the
Keep
car.
things
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
yes, in their open convertible outside of a 14-year-old girl's house, 15-year-old girl's house. Yes.
Yeah.
In the middle of the Tokyo suburbs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yes, that's yes, that's what the scene is.
No, that's what it is. So cut to the last note I have before I got really aggravated at the show, which was many minutes later. The Chibi in a onesie. She's
Oh,
wearing
so
a little
cute.
rabbit onesie.
It's actually very, very cute. It's very, very
See,
cute.
she's better than Chibiusa.
She's not though, because I don't know what she is.
She's not
Still.
Chibiusa. That already makes her better than Chibiusa.
Listen, that's fair, I guess. old single issue white over here.
But why is she still carrying the incense burner?
She loves it.
Is Princess Kakyu in there? Is she like, well, I gotta get back
No.
to the old IB?
No. Because, well, again, we don't I think we can't really answer any of these questions until we understand her. Because, like, if she's really a little child and has just been protecting this thing, then of course she's still going to have it and protect it. She's a child. She doesn't understand things. But I don't know if that's the case.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess
like,
it's
that's
true.
I literally do not know what she is. She could be the Thing from the movie The Thing, for all I know.
Oh, she would have made her move by now.
I don't
Or
know.
like, and this is very, I guess, like, part of how Sailor Moon is. We later find out that it isn't Usagi that has the true starseed. It's like Chibi has the true starseed, and that's what attracted her to the incense burner. Or
I
like,
think we saw it last episode, didn't we?
yeah, we did, but like, I mean, wouldn't there be more than one? Like, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
of course. Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Absolutely.
Or like an even bigger starseed, like that is the truest one. Like, not to say that
Seedier star?
Usagi's not my, like the queen of my universe, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes there's bigger people than you, or more important, I guess.
That's true.
Especially since they've been looking for that, since they've been looking, or like they've been looking for the hope, and we all just witnessed that the true starseed came out, the supposed true starseed came out of Usagi. So what is the purpose of Chibi? I guess is my point.
Wait, what's
I
a
have
star
no
seed?
idea.
Do we know what a star seed is yet? I can't remember what a star
'Cause
seed is.
We've
It's the little
seen
flower that lives in your head.
Yeah, the little
But is there
flower.
a reason? Like, is there one per planet or something? Like, what? How rare are they?
I think they're pretty rare
Mhm.
since they've been all looking for it for like freaking forever, supposedly.
Here, I'm looking this up. It's a well, you know what? I probably shouldn't read too much because it'll have spoilers in it, won't it?
Yeah, it'll be like the
Dang it.
true star seed is this.
All
The
right.
true starseed was in Michiru's coffee pot.
Oh
all
no! Okay,
along.
wait, hold on. But without getting to the end of it, I did get to the part that I was looking for, which is each planetary body in the galaxy was represented by its own starseed.
Then doesn't that mean that all of them have one?
Probably yes.
Yeah, so all of the Senshi should have starseeds.
And they could
That-
all be the number one star seed. Like, you know what I mean?
And that also means that Memoru should have one if he wasn't dead.
No, I think it's
Yeah.
specific to sailors.
He's well, I guess he's not a sailor.
He's not a sailor
But
He's a prince.
then that raises the question of why isn't there a Sailor Earth?
because there's a prince of Earth.
Yeah,
Variant.
But there
and
were
there's a Sailor
princes.
Moon.
Weren't there princes of all those other planets?
Well, there were two here before you. Just go ahead now.
Got it. Yeah.
Beep, beep, beep.
It took me way too long, but I got there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's finish this this thing. Let's keep going. We're not even halfway done.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
we find out that Usagi is like, not only has Mamoru not written, but Usagi has been calling his answering machine just to hear his voice, which is very
so
sad.
sad.
Yeah, of course. She loves
But
him.
but also, Mamoru's answering machine message is hilarious.
He's like, I'm at college, bye.
Hello, this is Chiba. I'm not in at the moment, so I can't answer the phone. If you would like to reach me, please call my apartment where I will be studying abroad.
Yeah, what does that mean? Does he mean his apartment in America?
America, yeah. My dude just recorded an answering machine message and then bailed from the country.
But like,
But he doesn't leave the phone number of the other apartment either.
Yeah, and,
No.
and isn't this his apartment that they've just called?
Yeah, but you gotta call his apartment in America where
Like,
he
go
is.
call
He's
my
abroad.
American apartment.
Yeah, he didn't say that. It's not a good. Anyway, she's very sad. Listen, he's her moon lover. Moon lover?
Yes.
Well, Earth
Her
lover. I guess.
destined lover.
Yes.
That's him.
It's so sad.
She cries on his picture, and she snuggles with it, and then she calls him again. And because she's calling him constantly, there's a busy signal. That was a thing back in the day. When you were calling someone back in the day,
Probably have to explain this.
no one else could call you. You could only have one call going on a phone line at a time. So
unless you
because-
had call waiting, which would knock you off the internet.
Oh yeah, but like, this is. I don't even know if they had it at that point.
No, I don't think they did.
97? Sure.
97.
Yeah,
we had
okay.
call waiting in
No, it's
97.
96, but
Yeah,
they probably did. You're right.
that's when I got the internet that I would get knocked off of. If,
There you go. So yeah, if you were using your phone and someone else called you, they would get a busy signal, which sort of sounded like do 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 do, and that implied to them, oh, this person is on the phone. So anyway, Seiya's trying to call her, and he's getting a busy signal.
Yeah.
There was no. You didn't go to voicemail.
You know, I guess another question, sorry that you won't be able to answer it, but if Momo is dead,
Mhm.
then like how come Pluto hasn't come back to be like, dude, Chibiusa's gone. You know what I mean? Like, how come no one has told us like
Pluto's
there's
busy.
Pluto's
I mean,
babysitting right now.
okay, but there's plenty of time when before, like we were like, oh my god, Mamo is in danger. He's been captured somehow, and then they're like, and now Chibi is slowly fading from view, and
Well,
so
because
it's like,
I think the answer is because Pluto is babysitting for Saturn, so that so that Uranus and Neptune can sit in a car and fool around outside of Usagi's house. She was in the present when Chibiusa ceased to exist, and so she has also forgotten that Chibiusa is a thing.
Yeah, but there should be a future Pluto. There should be two Plutos. Because this... Actually, I don't know when this Pluto's from.
We used to know which Pluto was
Honestly.
which. Didn't one of them die?
I
so
honestly
definitive an answer.
don't know.
Yeah, I used to know this, but now I forgot.
Anyway, back in Three Lights headquarters, Princess Kakyu is with Seiya, and I do like that she keeps calling him Fighter because he's Sailor Starfighter, which I do like. That's his real name, right? Like his real name is Sailor Starfighter, because Koseiya is a pseudonym. Because he says later, he's like, "Oh, this is the last time I'm going to be Seiya."
Yeah, that's true. Does that mean Sailor Moon's real name is Sailor Moon?
Well, Sailor Moon's real name is Neo Princess Serenity.
Serenity, yeah.
So does he have a third name?
Like Serenity Medium Lady. That's her full name.
So then does he have a third name? He must have a third name, right?
Mike.
We gave him that name. He's dreaming about the princess, and then suddenly in his mind, she turns into Usagi.
Well, I thought she was singing to her. Didn't she say like, "I heard your song.
Yeah.
Can you sing it to me again?"
Yeah. So she sees Seiya as Seiya, which I think was really interesting.
Yeah, I forgot about
because like the princess would only know Sailor Starfighter, and it seems to be like really like curious about why Sailor Starfighter is now Seiya. And the thing she says is hey, were you dressed like that the entire time you were on Earth? Which I think is a really interesting and like super weird way of, his body transforms. Like,
But that's why it's especially weird, because it's like, is she referring to his body as dressed? As
yes,
dressing?
which I think is really interesting.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure, unless she's like, why are you wearing that red suit, dog? Why are you dressed? Why are you dressed like?
No, listen. Well, two things. First of all, as we've been told
Why are you dressed like Joker from the 2019
Yes.
film Joker?
Yes. Apparently, in the cartoon, in the manga, people have told us that it is just dress up. That they are women who are dressing and passing as men, right?
I think so.
That is what I remember.
Which, by the way, listeners, I'm sure you can tell from our voices, we are trying. The gender politics of the last two seasons of Sailor Moon are difficult to navigate, I think. Just because we are unclear on the original authorial intent. It was 23 years ago. We're not sure what is meant to be happening.
Yes.
But that's why, if you are for some reason a new listener, that's why we kind of came up with the rule of we refer to the Starlights with he pronouns when they are in their civilian identities and she pronouns when they are the Sailor Starlights. But yeah, like, I actually really like the idea of like Princess Kakyu being like, oh yeah, your human form is like this completely mutable thing. Like, I think that's really cool, and that made me really interested in what happens later, which I know you hate.
What happens later?
Yeah,
Well,
let's
we'll
say
The end of the
Usagi.
episode. Your other.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, we'll get to that in a second.
Now I will say,
but now, hold on. Does that mean that all of a sudden? So is this just like a new power then? Like, see, I always assumed before this episode, even though it is a total departure from the manga, that that's just how these characters were. That they just their human forms were male and their sailor forms were female, and that's just how it was. But this seems to imply no, they chose to be men because they're looking for a woman, and that's just a thing they can just do. So does that mean Usagi could just be like, now I want to be a dude?
well, I mean, she does have the pen,
right? But they don't have the pen. They just seem to have this ability.
I don't know. I don't know what sailors are like on their planet.
Maybe it's just like a one-time selection, because it doesn't seem like the other times they never were like. And sometimes, like, when we realized that this was not working, we were going to become women. You know what I mean? Like, there was no other scenario that I remember where they were like, and we're going to pose as women, like at a department store to hopefully attract women to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like
they're not using multiple identities with multiple genders in order, like, to try and find the princess. It's just they picked Seiya, Yaten, and Taiki.
I think any way that you say this, that you interpret this scene, it's weird too. Because if you interpret it as we're talking about that she's talking about the fact that he's male and that surprises her, then it's weird that she calls it, do you always dress that way? And if you interpret it as them talking about clothes, it also is weird, because his response is, I thought it would be the best way to find a woman dressing in this snazzy suit.
Dressing in my bright red suit. It is my power color.
It's a weird scene.
I genuinely thought that was hilarious, because we've talked about this before. Like, the entire idea of the Sailor Starlights makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like, but I just love him saying, like, Princess Kaguya goes, so hey, did you like get an alternate human form when you came to Earth that was completely different, and then you got a record deal and started starring in movies and went to high school? And Seiya goes, yeah, we figured it was the easiest way.
Yeah.
Are you sure? This is why we need that girl to help us, Saya, because you've lost the plot, my dude.
And she's like, oh, by the way, she's like, yeah, sorry, I heard your song. I just didn't want to
give myself away.
Yeah, so
yeah,
your plan kind of worked, but kind of didn't work.
Heard your song a million times. That wasn't annoying at all.
But yeah, it is kind of weird because she was like, you were dressed like that? Were you dressed like that the entire time? And like, I'm like, is she saying like, I like it? Like, I like continue to do this, or, and I guess it is the truth. I mean, we've had tons of boy bands in the last, many decades. And this kind of seems like the 90s, was really the height of some of the boy band creation. So maybe they were like, this is the best way to get to women, or to get women attracted to us, I guess.
But why? But they're not. But that's.
But why are they trying to attract women? Do they know?
Right.
Did they know that the starseed was gonna be in a woman?
Well, and also, whatever their plan was, it turns out to have been a terrible plan, because she heard the song and was like, yeah, whatever, dudes. Like, I'm busy. So
I'm busy doing nothing.
She does like the song though, which is nice.
No, totally, she likes the song. So that's nice for her. But you know what but my point is, they were going, the best way to attract women. It doesn't matter if you attract women. That's not what this is about. You're not trying to make her love you. You're trying to find her.
Well, that's the thing, is like, I assumed that they were trying to find in the way that the Dark Kingdom was trying to find the Moon Princess, right? Like they were trying to reach as many women as possible, because one of them would turn out to be their lost princess. Like she had been reborn on Earth. No, she was just here.
Yeah.
And they needed to be like, hey, we're waiting. If you could come to Tokyo, please.
Like, if anything, a better plan would have been to sing songs that revealed in a subtle way that they were the Sailor Starlights, so that she could go, oh, okay, cool, like, that's them, like, let me try to reach out to them. Although, no, she could have reached out to them now. Anyway, so yeah, the point is, she didn't want to be found, so any plan that they had was not going to work.
Did she only reveal herself to save you? Like, what was the reasoning that she becomes revealed? You know what I mean?
Because she's ready to say, I need your help to find the light of hope. But what inspired it in that minute, I don't know the answer.
Yeah,
it was to save Usagi, I think. Yeah.
I can't remember how last episode ended. Did she kill Leadcrow? Who killed Leadcrow?
No,
How?
No, the black hole killed Leadcrow.
Right, the black hole. Oh, yeah, why did the black hole kill Leadcrow? Because it didn't kill Usagi.
Because the queen saved her.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Pay attention, Jordan.
No, I understand. She made the black hole disappear. Why didn't, and Usagi came out again. Why didn't Leadcrow?
Yeah.
She was too far into the black hole. Too much time had passed between Leadcrow.
Usagi went in there and was like, ooh, but actually you're kind of an asshole, so bye.
All right.
Smell you later, homie.
What happened was, like, Chibi got closer to Sailor Moon, and then I think maybe because they're linked, she released her. I'm very unsure about all of it.
I mean, it looks like the black hole got, like, turned off. So that's why I was like, well, Leadcrow should have come out too. I mean, I guess, anyway, I don't know. Who knows? We don't know how black
We just needed to kill off Leadcrow.
If our listener, Stephen Hawking, is listening, please explain it to us.
Jordan, I have some very bad news for you.
What?
Well, I'll tell you later. He passed.
Oh, no.
Yeah, just a little bit ago, right?
Anyway.
So that's our act break.
Oh, wait,
Everybody.
no. Is it? Well, yeah.
Yeah, because we've been recording for an hour and 40 minutes, so that's our act break. Hey, Jordan.
Yes.
If people enjoy the show, and as we come to the conclusion of the 1992 Sailor Moon animated series, they would like to show some support, show some love, and maybe even get a little bonus audio, how can they go about that?
Well, all they have to do is go to patreon.com/sailorbusiness, and there they can sign up to be a patron of our show for as little as $1 a month and as much as $60,000 a month, with many tiers in between, most of them closer to the low end of it, lower end of it.
$5 a month gets
Mhm.
you all of that bonus audio, and all of the bonus audio that we've ever had is all up there for you to listen to.
True.
You can check that out. For $15, you could get a very sweet pin designed by our guest, which is Tuxedo Melvin and his tempura shrimp.
So cool.
It's very awesome. Which I'm sending out some more of those pretty soon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Gotta do those international ones.
And that one national one. To me.
Oh, no. But yeah, like, check that out. It's patreon.com/sailorbusiness. We don't have any new patrons to thank this week, but I do want to say, hey, thanks for sticking around.
Yeah.
We know that it can be a little bit of a tough time for a lot of people, but if you are able to support the show and you are supporting the show, thank you. That's awesome.
Agreed. We love our patrons.
Anything else to talk about in the app break? I want to get through the show.
Let's do it. Let's just jam through it.
All right, here we go.
This is the section where I wrote ZZZZZZ. Let's do it.
Shocking. Okay, but this is the most charming, funniest filler episode shit we have gotten this entire season. How did you not like this?
It's fine. It's just it amounts to nothing. Yeah. Tell us about it. Walk us through it.
Right. So the bad guys are looking for Usagi because she has the Starseed. And this is something that the Sailor Senshi are very familiar with. They've had to deal with this one a couple times. And so I feel like the four of them, Minako, Makoto, Ami, and Rei, got together and they were like, let's put some procedures in place for the next time that bad guys are trying to kill Usagi. Because she's gonna get murdered one of these days. That is the law of averages. And so they start putting this plan into effect, which is that they are going to surround her at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, be her bodyguards. And so Mina and Rei, obviously, girlfriends, they show up and they walk her to school. And Usagi's like, hey, it's okay. Like, you don't have to do this. And Mina's like, no, we do have to do this because you never know when they're going to strike. And she starts pointing at random people on the street. And she's like, it might be that guy walking his dog. It might be that lady taking out her trash. It might be that guy working up there on the telephone pole. Who knows who it could be? Mm-hmm. And the joke is like, oh, like, that's so silly and paranoid of Mina. The actual joke is that the electrician on the utility pole is Sailor Tenyanko.
Yep.
Which is hilarious.
I did like that.
Damn, how did they know? They're brilliant.
Yeah. They're so perceptive.
I can't get past these extremely smart girls. Then when they get to school, first of all, Rei and Makoto high five. Rei tags in Mako so she can go to school, which I think is very cute.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get the kit that Ami has put together for Usagi, which is a gas mask, a taser, pepper spray, a billy club, and a magic charm. That's hilarious.
And a whistle.
Oh, and there's a whistle, which Usagi's like, what's this? And Ami's like, no, don't do it. And she blows the whistle. And then we get this amazing, like, long shot of Tokyo. And all of a sudden there's this huge dust cloud. This Roadrunner ass gigantic dust cloud, and the camera's shaking.
Absolutely.
And then the door to the classroom slams open, and it's Rei all sweaty and tired from running across the city being like, what? What is it? What's going on? You called. The whistle summons Rei. The whistle is the emergency whistle because Rei is at another school, but they are her Sailor Guardians and they are taking this shit seriously. I loved this.
Yeah, that was pretty cute. I did think that was really cute.
It's so fun. I think it's a blast.
It was funny. It was funny, although, I mean, the whistle joke does sort of break the reality of the show for a little bit.
Jordan?
Well, because it's like a Looney Tunes scene.
Jordan?
Yes.
What reality?
The
What reality of the show? Because they can fly and teleport.
Yes, which is not what she does. She runs really fast, apparently.
We don't know that running really fast is not one of their superpowers.
We don't technically know that, but it's not one we've ever seen. And she can also hear a whistle from like a mile away.
Yeah.
A specific whistle.
Super hearing is also one of her superpowers. She's a quarter monster. She's got a lot of fucking superpowers.
She's not transformed into a Sailor Scout form right now.
Yeah, she's a quarter monster even when she's not a Sailor Scout.
I was very surprised that she was not more angry when she arrived in nothing, and she had just been testing the whistle.
I mean, yes, that actually does break the reality of the show. No, I thought it was super cute, and then we get this fantastic little montage of the Senshi like surrounding Usagi at all times, like they're in gym class and everyone's spread out to do their stretching, but like Rei or Mina and Mako are like shoulder to shoulder with Usagi. They're sitting right next to her in their cooking class. They're all up on her in the chorus, and then they're just standing around like in their like hardest bodyguard poses in the bathroom.
Well, Ami is like embarrassed. Like she's like, I'm embarrassed to be here in UP.
Yeah. But and all through it, Usagi's like, do you guys, is this, I'm fine if you want to not be here in the bathroom. And then we get another one of those scenes where Minako's like, no, they could be hiding anywhere. They could be at our school. And she points to one of the students who is Sailor Tinyanko in a schoolgirl outfit, disguised as a student of Juban High.
That is true. That's a fun bit.
It's such a fun little bit. I thought this was like, this
is a fun bit I would have liked more in the first 5 minutes of the episode.
This is everything I like about these characters, though, because they are actually like, they're caring for Usagi. They're a little bit overzealous with it, and they're weird, but they're also completely right. Like, I really thought this was one of the strongest character bits of the season.
I mean it. If this is how the episode started, it would be a great.
It'd be different.
Thing.
Yeah.
The fact that this is happening 2/3 of the way into the episode, and then what happens after it is like 2 seconds of an adventure, is what ruins it for me.
Okay, fair. I enjoyed finally kind of sort of understanding what was happening in the show, and then I enjoyed this little bit a lot. So finally Usagi's like, hey, can you please just leave me the fuck alone for like 5 seconds?
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm actually thinking about this and wondering even if like rearranging this episode would have helped. Like
where this was the beginning and then we find out about the Galaxia stuff at the end?
Yeah, like, or even in the middle or something. Yeah. I mean, obviously it doesn't work with the way that last episode ended, but if last episode instead ended with just them knowing that she had the seed and going, shit, now she's a target. And that was the idea of this episode, was knowing she's a target. And then I don't know how you get to the reveal.
If the last episode actually ended with her explanation and then just piecing out, walking away, and then you picked up this episode with Minako saying, Usagi, like calling her, because I thought that was really cute when she was like, like calling out her name from outside her house, and then Rei was like so embarrassed, and she's like, "Why are you so embarrassed? Like we do this all the time." Like she's like, "You're not better than us. Like come on."
So they finally leave Usagi alone. 5 seconds after they leave Usagi alone.
But let's keep in mind too that the way that she gets them to leave her alone is she goes, am I really a child, guys? Like, and I wanted to be like, how did they all not say yes? Like,
yes.
Do you not remember all the times? Like,
Usagi, we love you, but this is like your superpower, is you get people who are willing to do this for you. Like, yes, you are
You're a
You
target.
cannot take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Which is true. But in those 5 seconds, Usagi goes to the roof of the school for this very beautiful pastel shot. And she's thinking about Mamo because there's a plane flying overhead. And then immediately, Sailor Tinyanko shows up and she's like, finally, I've got you away from those masterminds. This shit's hilarious.
It's like super sad though, because it's like she's looking at the planes, like, you know, departing or whatever, and I'm like, oh, he might be dead. Like, I think he's dead. So it's like
Yeah.
a very sad scene. And I'm like, you always gotta strike me when I'm depressed, you know, like.
Tinyanko tears her. Okay, we see her midriff, so she's clearly not wearing her costume under this outfit.
No.
But she then flings off the outfit with one hand and of course is in her full costume, which I thought was also, like, again, very Looney Tunes. There's that reality of the show, Jordan.
Well, but I mean, that's just a transformation. They do those all the time.
Yeah, but this is her physically taking the clothes off. She has them in her hand.
That's true. That's
I
true.
like that the center of her outfit is a bell. Another bell.
Yes. So while all that's going on, while Usagi's being menaced up on the top floor, or up on the roof, Seiya is packing up and walks by Usagi's desk where Usagi has drawn a picture of her and Seiya, like,
Now-
in love.
No, it's
Now,
I thought it
hold
was
on.
her
Wait,
and-
or was it Memo?
I would have said, in fact, what I said to Devin, or not to Devin, but what I said to Seiya when I was watching it with Devin was, that's not you, buddy. But here's the thing. I don't know if that's true. I don't read Japanese. There's a word written there. I don't know what it says.
Yeah, I thought it was
okay, no.
him because
That's Mamo. That's Mamo.
yeah, because there's no ponytail. There's no long ponytail.
Yeah, there's no ponytail.
Well, if I was drawing a picture of Seiya, I'd probably leave off the ponytail just as a wish.
Okay. She's like, this is how I want his true hair.
I initially thought it was... I couldn't figure out if it was Usagi's desk or Seiya's desk, because I was like, I don't feel like Usagi would have drawn that, because she's not like she's been very much like, I'm not interested in you. Like,
But it's like,
I have a boyfriend who has a car.
but Seiya is passing, and then he's packing up his desk,
Yeah.
and then waxing poetic. This is the last time I'm going to be Seiya, and then he passes the desk, and the drawing is on the desk in front. So I thought that it was for sure her desk.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's
I'm like,
I think it's her
rewinding.
desk, and it's a picture of Mamoru. I'm
I
looking
think
at
so
it
too.
because he
I'm-
lays a single rose upon the desk.
Well, and then he stares at it for so damn long. He's like, I don't know. I interpreted it to be like, she'll never love me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's clearly doing little animations of her true love
Yeah.
on this.
How can I compete with this guy? He's got like an IRA.
I'm trying to translate it, but
like-
I'm having trouble.
I don't. Why doesn't the dub tell us what it says?
Because it's not important.
So while he is morose and laying the single rose on Usagi's desk, Rei shows up and she's like, "Hey, have you seen Usagi? Because those assholes let her go off on her own."
She's also wearing slippers. Can we just talk about that for a second?
Yeah,
Like,
she's inside.
but like, when they're in school, the other times they're not wearing slippers. Like when they're walking around the halls.
I honestly have no idea.
I was just like, this is not the running footwear that I feel you should be having, I guess.
They're her slippers of speed. They add 30 feet to her movement. Up on the roof, Usagi transforms into Sailor Moon and begins her fight with Tinyanko, who is like, "Hey, just give me that little flower that lives in your brain, please." And we'll call it a day. I will probably murder you.
I would never do that.
But they start fighting, and wouldn't you know it, Jordan, wouldn't you know it, Sailor Tinyanko is just a little bit too strong for super cosmic Sailor Moon. For Sailor Moon in her true ultimate form.
That's how it always is. That's how.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's not 100% true.
I mean, well, unless she gets possessed by the spirit of her own past lives.
Well, I don't know that I agree with you because, well, anyway, what are you referring to? She just
What do
starts
you mean?
shooting at her. Like she's not too
yeah.
powerful for it because her attack is actually going to work later in the episode. But she's just tougher than her, I guess. She's more threatening than her.
Yeah. Tim Nyanko is shooting laser beams out of her wrists at Usagi, and Usagi's in a lot of danger.
Oh, hold on. This was a dumb thing. That they are looking for her. So all 4 of the scouts and Seiya are looking for Usagi, and there are literally explosions going off at the top of the school.
Yeah.
And
my God, where could she be?
Like she's blowing holes in things.
Well, they obviously can't tell because she didn't blow the fucking whistle. Okay.
Yeah.
She didn't use any of her
That's
kit.
a really good point. What the fuck? Where's your goddamn whistle?
Like, again, you are proving to us that you are not capable of keeping yourself safe.
I mean, it would have been pretty hilarious if Usagi busted out that fucking taser and was just like, yeah, bring it.
Threw on a gas mask. This would have been amazing. You're right. That's the better version of this fight.
Well, especially when they did the, the Street Fighter, like, we're about to fight, and I was like, whoa, stuff's about to go down. If she had just whipped on, the mask and then, like, used the taser and blew the whistle, this would be a totally different episode.
Very much so.
But then, just as Usagi is in danger.
This is... Fuck this.
I will admit, and this will surprise you, I got, like, super excited.
Yeah, me too, man.
Like, when the because a single rose comes slashing onto the screen, just like it used to.
Embeds itself in the ground.
Which means it is thrown extremely hard.
And then they even go so far as to lie, as to flat out lie.
With the hat?
Yeah, by fucking drawing Tuxedo Mask.
The whole outfit, yeah, up until the head.
And then, obviously, like, I'm sitting there like...
He is Tuxedo Mask, I don't believe it.
But that's not who it is. It turns out, we get this hilarious silhouette, and then we find out that it is Seiya, just with his jacket off.
No, again, you're making it sound more innocent than it is. It's not a silhouette. They drew a picture of Tuxedo Mask. They animated Tuxedo Mask and then animated Seiya in a similar pose with his jacket over his shoulder.
Well, much like how Seiya was looking at Kakyu and Usagi earlier.
Right.
Because they are seeing the person that they love. Jordan, how do you not love this?
Because I don't want to be fucked with. I don't want the show to fuck with me.
Because all this time we've been wondering, is he dead? Yeah. Is he dead? And then all of a sudden we're like, no, he is alive.
I was so excited.
There's hope,
for Mamo to show up at her lowest point when she is saddest about losing him.
But also at the same time, I'm like, wow, you are a shitty boyfriend. Not only did you not return a single one of my fucking letters, you didn't return any of my calls to your apartment.
I was so excited, and then I was so disappointed.
Yeah. So together with Seiya turns into Sailor Starfighter.
Oh, also that Seiya goes, oh, I have a choice. I can either transform into my super powerful form and surprise the villain with serious laser, or I could throw a rose at her in my wimpy form.
I don't know why, like, you don't love drama. Because I do.
Defeat the villain.
Okay, to this point though, like, I was like, oh, okay, like she, Seiya did like something different than Tuxedo Mask. Instead of being like, throw the rose, you can do it, Sailor Moon. She was like, I'm actually gonna do an attack first, and then give her words of encouragement. And so I was like, all right.
What am I going to do? Just throw a rose? That's not going to do anything.
No, exactly. Don't throw the rose. I'm saying transform.
Just start shooting the lasers.
Yes, transform first, then interrupt the fight with your laser and have blasted them. Instead of going, hey, I'm over here. Watch as I spoil my identity. Although I guess she's giving up on her secret identity. So watch as I spoil my identity, and then watch as I attack you. Like, no, a surprise attack would have been much better. Not a surprise rose. No offense to Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah. This is this is what your dude does, Jordan. Again, I thought you would love this.
Yeah, I would love it if it was him.
Drama.
So, Star Sirius Laser we get, which is very good. Very fun attack. And then now Sailor Moon. And Sailor Moon does her move, which is silver. What is it? It's very
Kiss.
complicated.
I know it ends with kiss. Well,
sorry, I'm watching this attack that
We're all
takes 20
try-
minutes.
yeah, we're all
Silver
trying to
Crystal
watch it.
Power Kiss.
while you're watching the attack, we can talk about the fact that while she was doing this attack for 50 years, I was sitting there going, wait, what's about to happen? Because this attack isn't an attack. This is a healing attack. This is an
Yeah.
attack she does on monsters who are really people, and they get turned back into people. What's about to happen? So that was like the most interested I was in this episode. I was going, wait a minute, what's about to happen?
I'll tell you what's about to happen is fucking Harvey Dent's about to show up.
Mhm.
Time to flip a coin, Dark Knight.
I don't understand why it only half works, but it only half works.
Well, because obviously all attacks move from left to right.
Sure they do.
It's kind of weird
Sorry,
because
Sam.
there's been times before where we've healed villains, like Spectre Sisters, and then they just turn into like super cute girls or whatever, you know? So I was like, oh, half her body got so half of her is good now.
Yeah, she had, so the bad guys have been using these wrist bracelets, to attack, and one of her bracelets explodes, the other does not, and on the half of her body that the bracelet explodes on, her costume has turned white.
Yes.
Like literally split down the middle, like Two-Face.
I feel like it would have been better if she had actually shielded. It would have made more sense, if you can say that, if she had been shielding herself with that one arm, and that's what made it explode instead of both arms being at the side. Like, how did only one of them get shattered?
Or if she was like half in her her TARDIS. I don't know.
Yeah. So now she's a
Black and
bondage
white
kitty cat schoolgirl nurse, I think is the best way to
Yeah.
describe this look. Again, don't Google it, or do.
She's
We're all
like
stuck at home
court
these days.
jester kind of look going.
It's a very specific fetish. But then there's this really sad scene in the rain where Usagi's like,
Yeah, she
listen,
breaks down.
she says, I've never been good at trying my best.
I
And I'm
know.
like, no, that's a lie, Usagi. But I like that she says that, because it's like that phrasing, and I don't know if that's like a translation thing or if that's like the literal thing that she's saying in Japanese, but like, no, like yeah, she takes the easy way out, but she does try her best, like a lot. Like, I really loved that phrasing, because it's this moment of self-doubt that's like not even her like bad trait, I thought. And she's like,
Yeah.
I fucking miss my future husband, and my friends think I'm helpless, and I am helpless because I did almost die just now. So everything sucks, and I hate it.
That's why. That's because this is how I felt at the end of the episode. I'm with her.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was too much of a tease, and it broke me down just like it broke her down.
Yeah, that's Jordan. That's effective art.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I don't say fuck this episode.
I mean, it should mean that, because it's effective art.
Nah, fuck this episode.
All right. So
Also, but then plus the ending is fucked up. All right, keep
Mhm.
going.
So Usagi's like, I can't do it on my own. I need Mamoru. Which, this is like legit the first time that I've been like, yeah, man. Yeah, you do. Get the gang back together. Let's do this shit. We're coming to episode 200. Get him back. Where you at? Tuxedo, where you at, Moonlight Knight? Let's do this. Like, I want him back now.
Yeah, me too.
Like, this really worked on me, and I never thought it would.
And then this episode spits in the face of that.
No, it doesn't, though.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't, because like this is the most I've liked Seiya.
When he says this,
Yes, because Seiya is also like this is the first time where I felt like he actually is in love with Usagi, and it's not just like a weird like thing of the show being like, yeah, it's it's a new person for
when
the love interest.
when
Like,
she's weeping over her lost boyfriend, saying I don't know where he is, that is not the time to say, can I replace him?
No, it's okay. What the subtitles say is, can I take his place?
Right.
And I think there's a lot of different ways you can take that. And I think one of them is like he's gone, he's not here, I'm here. Can I be there for you like that? Because I have not abandoned you, and I love you. Can I be that person for you? Not like, fuck that guy. Like, that's what I took it as, and I thought it was like a very good emotional moment. Like, I really liked it.
I was furious at him.
I did not like it.
I mean, like, I don't think that should, like, I don't think that's what it should be, but I did really think that, like, again, it's the most I have bought into their relationship, like, even as friends. Like, this is the most I have bought it, that, like, he actually cares about her. And I am also really interested in the idea of Sailor Moon being in a relationship with someone who has a different relationship with gender and may not even have an actual human body. Like, I think I'm all in for this. I think it's awesome. Like, I'm into it, dude.
You don't like Seiya. That's crazy.
No, I don't. But I liked this. I liked this version of Seiya.
Boo.
I like this version of Seiya who's like, okay, cool, yes, I have finally gotten the thing that I wanted. I don't have to obsess over this thing anymore. Now I have room to, like, take a breath and figure out, like, all of these other feelings that I have been feeling. Like,
you are way too generous to this douchebag.
I think he's been a bad character for the whole season.
Yes.
Like, we've talked about it. But I think this episode did a really good job. I'm so surprised you didn't like it. No. Because I think it's also a really good Usagi and Mamoru bit.
Yes, and that's a fine bit, but it doesn't make the episode work. Like, the episode doesn't work. Her being sad about Memo is totally good, and it's well done, and everything about that. But I don't like the show for fucking with us. And I think this was a long episode for 22 minutes. A lot of nothing happened in this episode up until the end. And then a thing happened. But, like, it was way too long to get there. Like, no, this needed a lot of other stuff, this episode. I mean, and listen, so, like, by the end of the episode, I was already in a sour mood about it, going like, oh my God, is anything ever going to fucking happen? And then it teases, yes, something great's going to happen. And then it's like, no, by the way, that didn't happen.
Something great is really...
Yeah, you just said you were excited for him to come back. So that would have been something great.
Well, I think that might be part of it too, because I have never expected to be excited about Mamoru coming back, but I think, like, him being one of your, like, preferred things about the show, maybe you had a different relationship to this scene than I did, because you, like, I was surprisingly excited. Like I enjoyed the feeling of being excited that he was going to come back, because I didn't expect to have it. Whereas you would have been like, yes, I like this character. I like this relationship. I did not kind of realize how much I missed it until this. So,
yeah, I mean, I want him back because I want her to be happy.
I think too, it's like, it's kind of daunting at this point to be like, we only have so many episodes left. Like, it makes me feel like very bleak. Like, is he really never gonna come back? Or are they building this, like, love triangle situation? You know what I mean? Like, is Mamo going to come back? And then all of a sudden she's like, just kidding. I know you proposed a little bit ago, but, like, you didn't answer my calls. You ghosted me. And this other person came who is like you in many ways. And this is the path that I'm on right now. Like, this is the journey I'm on. I just don't know.
I mean, like, I think these are all valid feelings about the show. I'm still really surprised at how much I did enjoy it, and I'm sorry that I was not able to convince either of you.
It's okay.
You kind of were for me, like, up until we got back to this part where I was like, I was very mad when I was watching this.
Yeah,
I do, like, the thing is, it's entirely about Seiya's reaction, right? Because I think Usagi's part is like, no, she's still very much in love with Mamoru.
Yeah. But like I said, that's how I felt. Absolutely. I'm with yeah, absolutely. Her stuff was great. The fact that that's how he responded to it is outrageous to me.
No, but again, I think you and I interpreted that scene in two very different ways, and I think you're right. Mine was way more generous to Seiya,
for sure.
but I feel like that's how that scene was intended. If that's how that scene was intended, I think it was good. I think it was a well done scene.
Well, I guess we'll find out. I just looked at the name of the next episode and I was like, what?
Is it Tuxedo Mask Returns?
No.
Oh man, I'll say it in a minute. That's hilarious. All right. All right, let's wrap it up. I think we've done a pretty good job with final thoughts, but let's do Sailor Businesses. What did we learn from this episode? Sam, we'll start with you. What did you learn from this episode?
I learned that when you continuously show that you're an irresponsible hero, your friends will try to protect you and have a game plan for the future.
And that fucking sucks.
And it fucking sucks to be faced with reality. And then I also learned that sometimes you can have a secret admirer that mirrors exactly who you love and are destined to be with.
Jordan, what did you learn from this episode?
That's a great question. I learned. Wow, I'm looking through my notes to see if any of them are able to be turned into a lesson, and I got nothing. I learned that a really good way to find information, much better than becoming a pop star, is to just hang out in an incense burner until you find somebody who can help you out. You'll find somebody. What do you got?
True. I learned that Jordan D. White, who works on creating heroic fiction for a living, will straight up say things like, I just want these characters to be happy.
I did not say that. When did I say that?
You just said, I just want her to be happy.
You said, I just want her to be happy.
That's why I want him back, I'm saying. That's the reason that I'm emotionally invested in him getting back. It's less because I love him so much, and it's more because I love her so much. That's what I meant. But I do want her to be happy. I don't want the series to be over, though. I want her... No, I keep saying I want her to fight a monster every fucking week. That's what I want her to do.
Who needs things
yes,
like
I want her to fight...
drama.
Yes, there's way too much of not that in this episode.
I actually was just having a thought randomly, but if the black hole had not swallowed them up, would Yusagi have turned into like a really cool monster? Because she has like the true stars.
Right? No, because the only reason it turns them into monsters is because they don't have the stars.
Oh, because they're not the truest one. I just think that would be really cool to see like
the little crystal like
her turn into a crazy moon villain.
Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
With like a tiny sailor outfit on her regular.
Or she could do the Two-Faced, or inverted colors like Mario and Wario. We can do like,
These are all good ideas. All good ideas. Listeners, let us know who has the more convincing argument.
It's not an argument.
And what you thought of this episode. No, like the more like whose side are you on?
Based on your own reaction, nobody has to convince anybody. It's how you felt about the episode.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like who do you agree with? Like, you know what I mean.
Whose side are you on, Seiya or Tuxedo Mask? I guess. Whose team are you?
Let us know whose side you're on, because I am genuinely very curious to know what other people thought of this episode. Like, am I a complete outlier, or not? I don't know. But anyway, I enjoyed it. Sam, we're going to wrap things up, but you've been a fantastic guest. Thank you so much for joining us for these last two episodes.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Where can everybody find you online, should you wish to be found?
So I'm on the Instas. You can find me at Girl Friday, so it's GURLFRIYAY.